Looking to tackle a big project around your house this year? Or maybe you just want to learn about today's trends. Over the next 30 minutes, you'll hear from North Central Wisconsin's home enhancement experts as they share the latest tips and trends in their respective fields and detail their most popular offerings, including the advantages of protecting your home's electrical system, how you can give your floors the ultimate protection, maintaining and updating your garage door, a unique approach to gardening and how specific plants can benefit your home, plus what you need to know before you start digging in your yard. This is the Home Enhancement Show. From major weather events to widespread outages, there are a number of things that can cause your home to experience power failure. Christopher Electric breaks down the advantages of utilizing a backup generator and why you should always count on professionals to install your system.
Christopher Electric, we're specializing in standby generation, backup power for the last 5 years exclusively. Prior to that, we were doing some other electric work, but now we are solely focused on backup power, standby power generation. Everyone has their own reason for deciding to put it in a standby generator. Commonly, you'd be looking at sump pump backup to ensure that your basement stays dry. Make sure your furnace stays running. Kind of protecting the assets of your home and the contents inside your home. Secondly, would be just for security. You know, if you have a power outage and you're home alone or just home in the dark, you can tend to lose your sense of security. With a standby generator, you're able to cook, clean, do all the things that you can do when you have utility power, and it doesn't disrupt your day-to-day life. If you depend on, let's say, the internet for connectivity with work or family, it allows you to maintain that electrical, connection. So what we have here is just a standard 200 amp whole house electric transfer switch, and it's obviously a lot of wiring here, but just a brief explanation. Your incoming power from your utility line comes in the top of the circuit breaker, and normally it just goes straight through here and comes out and feeds your electric panel. And that's the utility power. 90% of the time, that's how this switch operates. Okay. What the switch is doing is it's monitoring the utility line power. Okay, and if the power goes out, or even if it deviates below a certain set point, it will signal the generator to start and transfer over. Yep, so the power goes out. I'm going to simulate that right now and turn this breaker off here. Okay, and so the power goes out. There's approximately a 5-second delay before the generator outside will start up. All right, and if you were standing here, you could hear it start. All right, the generator starts up. About 5 seconds later, the transfer switch will flip, and the house will be running on the generator. Right now, we heard a loud bang. The house itself is running on the generator. As you can see, the switch is still off. I didn't turn the power back on. So right now, house is coming back online, operating on the generator. And it'll do that as long as the power is out. So basically, we do installations all year round. Winter time's a little bit more challenging, but we do have ground thaw blankets that allow us to level out the ground. We put down a preformed concrete pad typically, then we set the generator on top. All of our gas and electrical connections will be in the back of the unit. These units can be installed 18 inches away from the home as long as we meet some other guidelines, such as 5 feet from an opening, things like that, which do allow us to install year-round. Installations such as this, where we're out away from the home farther, this would probably need to wait until the ground is thawed and allow us to dig in the gas and electric lines to the back. All these units outside do need gas and electric connections ran to them, either from your propane tank or from your natural gas source, and obviously from the transfer switch, wherever that is located. But we have everything set up right here. This is the power plant. The engine generator is attached to it. and all in a nice weatherproof aluminum enclosure. Again, once it's installed and set up here, no one really has to do anything with it if they don't want to. If they want us to come do the maintenance, we'll happily come take care of that for them. There are people that will purchase these at box stores or online and then just hire someone to do it for them, or they'll attempt to do a self-installation. And really that's not only dangerous in that if you don't connect it correctly, there's many problems with electric and natural gas or propane, whatever your fuel source is, that could arise. But going back to the warranty aspect, if it's not installed 100% correctly, following all codes, the manufacturers are not going to warranty their product. Being an outdoor standby generator location is important. These will emit carbon monoxide, which could lead to other potential harms in your home if it's improperly installed.
For help with all your electrical needs, turn to Christopher Electric. Call for your free home consultation today. Do you need a strong, durable floor that's aesthetically pleasing? Zone Garage Wisconsin details how their covering systems can be applied almost anywhere. Learn why their patented system could be the best option to resurface nearly any floor or wall in your home.
We are Zone Garage Wisconsin. The Wausau area, we have a shop, so you guys can come in, see the showroom, look at floors. We have the cabinets that are behind me. We are a C-Tech manufacturer dealer for the cabinets. We also have lots of additional storage systems available, but primarily we're into the polyurea and epoxy floor systems. So we have several different options. We have a flake floor system, which is our most coveted project that we do for people's garages. But we can also do that on interior projects, exterior projects, commercial, residential. We also work with the epoxy world. We handle metallic epoxies. We work with some urethanes. So we have a lot of options, acid staining. So there's different things out there that we can use and that we can follow through with depending on what your project is and what the application of the area is going to be. When we come into your home or your business, we can provide you with different options as far as what products we use, but as well as how long that space is going to be down for. With the flaking process, we can come in and out. We're there in a day. Garages, in and out in a day in most applications. We come in, we back the trailer up. We usually don't start our projects until about 8 o'clock in the morning due to respective residential areas. We make a lot of noise when we show up. We bring our own power and our own equipment. But once we get going, they grind the floors down, they get it all prepped, and then they coat the floor. So if we say we put down a black base, once they put that coat down, then they're gonna flake the product. We flake to what's called broadcasting to refusal. So that term means that we're gonna put in almost twice as much flake that's actually gonna stick to your floor. We let that sit and cure. Usually on average, about 2 to 3 hours, the flake is cured. We come in, we pick up the flake that didn't stick to your floor, and then they'll scrape the floor depending on what texture we've agreed upon, whether it's going to be more of an anti-slip application or whether it be in your basement and we want it more smooth. They'll vacuum that up, they'll clean that up, they'll bring all that waste back to our shop. It's not your problem. And then we clear coat over the top of it. 3 to 5 hours after they clear coat, you can walk on the surface, you can inspect the surface. If you're a business, depending on what the application is, within a day to two, you can have everyday foot traffic, you can have your desk back in your office, you could be working, you're not down a lot of time. What makes Zone Garage Wisconsin different than the other products that are available out there on the market is we are the manufacturer. Zone Garage corporate manufactures our polyurea products, whether it be the top coat or the base coat. So making sure that you understand, when we come in and we grind the surface first, we're removing a lot of the contaminants. Now, depending on what product we are applying to the surface, or the substrate as it's called, we want to make sure that we're using the right products with the right profile. A lot of people, the do-it-yourself projects, they'll tell you to acid etch, or they will tell you to wash the floor several times. We come in, we run HEPA-Vax, all of our equipment is hooked to HEPA-Vax. We vacuum up what we grind off. The grinders are connected to the HEPA-Vax. We take all the dust and dirt and grind with you. The whole idea of the product is to make sure we're getting the best adhesion possible. We do a lot of patios. We do steps. So if your steps are entering into your home and they're starting to look a little aged, we can replace our siding. We can replace our roof. We can change our gutters. We can do all those things, but what do you do with that concrete step in front of your house to give your house that wow factor? We can help you get that wow factor. We can put it on walls. We've gone up 6-foot walls in kennels so that they can install the kennels right to them. They can spray them. We've done stairwells into basements out of garages. We can also put this on subflooring. So we have done kitchens. We can do the trailers. Like behind me, there's a trailer floor. We have it installed in all of our trailers where we're loading and unloading heavy equipment, but we put a texture in there as well to keep the guys safe. The patios outside are phenomenal. They turn out beautifully. They hold up. So it's the products that are out there and the different applications of where you apply them. It doesn't always have to be the granite style flooring. We can come in and just do a solid color flooring. We can come in and we can add pigments to it to make it metallic. We can put your logo in the floor. So at fire departments, as a gift from our company, we pay to have your logo made and we install it into your floor when we're doing the floor. Zone Garage Wisconsin works with residential homeowners as well as commercial applications. We are happy to work with the residential side, business side, community projects. Feel free to give us a call and we will be happy to come out and talk to you about your upcoming project.
Zone Garage Wisconsin are the experts in concrete floors and garage makeovers. For an estimate on your next project, call today. A beautiful garage door can be a great feature to complement the look of your home. Ibel Door Company explains the latest features in the world of garage doors and openers, plus how to keep your garage door operating correctly and safely.
Hi, my name is Dan. I'm the owner of Ibel Door Company. We're in Merrill, Wisconsin. We have been in business now for 23 years. We do sales and service on overhead garage doors and openers. We do residential, commercial. Some of the most common problems in garage doors, if your door does not close, it keeps bouncing back up. The most common for sure is definitely the photo eyes. They get misaligned, they get bumped with shovels, especially this time of year. Springs break, cables break, those are all very common things. We take care of all of them. So if your door is not closing, most likely it is a photo eye issue. And with a photo eye issue, you are going to check your eyes right off the bat. And those are located at the bottom of the door itself. There is a sending side and a receiving side. Typically, your receiving side of your eyes are green. As you can see, when I put my leg through the two eyes and block them, the green light goes out. As I can take that away, it'll come back on. Now, if your eyes are misaligned and you do not have a green light, that means there's an adjustment that needs to be made. Another common problem we see with garage doors are extension springs. Extension springs run parallel with your upper track. They also assist in lifting the door itself. They can be very dangerous if they are not installed properly. Proper installation of an extension spring will include a safety cable that runs through the spring itself. Safety cables need to be installed on all extension spring doors. When the spring breaks, it is very dangerous. Right now, the door is closed, it's at full extension, full tension. When it breaks in this position, the spring can go flying. If it is not on a safety cable, it can go through the back of the garage, it can hit a person, it can break a windshield. They're very powerful. If it is on a safety cable, it can't go anywhere but on that cable itself. Put it this way, you wouldn't buy a car without a seatbelt, don't put up extension springs without safety cables. Today, a lot of new operators are coming Wi-Fi compatible, which means now you can use them from your smartphone. So there are 3 different ways you can use this MyQ technology. Whether you have a brand new door opener that Wi-Fi is built right into the operator itself, and that will be able to connect to your internet in the home and run it from your MyQ app. There are also 2 other options for retrofit kits. Whether your operator is older, all we would have to do is a simple wall button change and an internet gateway system that plugs into the modem of your internet in your home. That now you can use that MyQ technology. There is also one last retrofit kit for a lot of older operators, as long as they have photo eyes. So this is an example of a retrofit kit. This is not an older operator, but all we had to do was change out a wall button and add an internet gateway. And now it is MyQ compatible to run from your smartphone anywhere you want. So if I take my phone out of my pocket, you can pull up the app. You can check for peace of mind to make sure your door is closed after you leave for work, or if it is open, all you have to do is hit one button. So if your door is open, all you have to do is take a look at the app, and on the app it'll tell you how long it has been open, what time it was open, and it'll also tell you if your door is closed, how long it's been closed. So if you know you closed it when you left for work, you know that it shouldn't have been open at any point in that. Big peace of mind, big convenience factor. You don't have to be at your house to see this. All you have to do is look on your phone itself, which is a great feature. Let somebody in, put a package inside, get the dog walker inside. There's a lot of good features. If you are having issues with your garage door, you do notice that you're having problems, check your photo eyes, check and make sure your cables are where they should be. If your door is crooked, it's not sitting in the opening right, it's going up and down, kind of shaky and jerky. Those are kind of things that you're going to want to call us for. We can come out and take care of them. We do free estimates as well that can help you get a cost of what it could cost to fix, repair, or replace.
Whether you're having issues with your garage door or it's just time for an update, call, click, or stop by Ibel Door Company in Merrill for a free estimate. There's more than one way to plant a garden. Shallow's Nursery demonstrates the best practices for container gardening and discuss how certain plants can benefit not just the look of your home, but the health of those around it.
Hi, today we're at Shallow's Nursery. It's Nick and Andrea, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about container gardening. So container gardening has become quite popular as people move into apartments or areas where they don't have such a large backyard. They move containers onto their patios and grow edibles from there. So first of all, we want to talk about the container. The container itself, today we have a terracotta pot, but it could be plastic, it could be wood, it could be ceramic, but we want to pick a container with a drainage hole. Drainage is very, very important when we're talking about plants. We want that water to come through the pot and drain out the bottom. We don't want water to sit in the pot. Once you have your pot selected, we want to pick a nice, well-draining potting soil. I know it can be tempting as we think about gardening to go out to the garden and dig up soil right from the ground, but we want to stray away from that. We want to pick a potting soil that has a light medium to it, that's well-draining, and the water will absorb into the soil but also drain out quickly.
Once you get your pot selected and you get your good quality soil in there, you're going to want to worry about watering your plants. So when you first plant, you might want to do a slow release like we have here. It's a slow release fertilizer, so it will release over time, continually feeding your plants. And then further on in the season, you might want to try a water-soluble plant food like this one. And that you just put a little bit in a watering can, water stuff up, and it'll give you the boost you need to really pop those veggies or fruits or whatever it may be.
Also, herb gardening is great because you can plant up those herbs here. Most herbs in Wisconsin are not winter hardy, so we treat them as an annual here, meaning they won't make it through the winter. But what's great about herb gardening is you can take your pot inside then in the winter, and you can still continue to harvest even when we have snow on the ground. So,
the first herb we're going to talk about today is basil, and basil likes really warm, sunny places and a little bit more moisture in the soil than some other plants. Basil is good for using in the kitchen in a variety of different recipes. It responds really well to pinching back, so if it gets a little unruly or is growing too much, you can harvest a lot of the leaves and then pinch it back, and it'll push a lot of new growth.
So next we're going to talk about rosemary. So rosemary kind of has like a needle-like structure to it. It is considered a Mediterranean plant, so it prefers a little bit less water when watering your container. But rosemary can be used in the kitchen, and it is great for aromatherapy as well. So it's great with like potatoes or chicken is what we typically use it for. But yeah, it's great for aromatherapy as well. All right, we're going to pass it off to Marissa and Kim, and they're going to talk to you about beneficial plants.
Hi there, I'm Marissa here at Shallows Nursery. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about beneficial plants that help with mosquito repellents. So there are some natural ways that you can plant plants in your landscape and they will prevent mosquitoes from bombarding your yard. You can plant geraniums. So this is a hardy geranium called Biocovo. When you rustle up the leaves, it smells like lemons. So you can plant this in your landscape around your home and it will repel deer, insects, and rabbits. So that's awesome. Then we go into the mint family. This is a bee balm. Bee balm is naturally a landscape plant. It gets beautiful flowers that actually attract bees and butterflies, but repel nasty pests. So it's an awesome plant to incorporate into your landscape. One thing to remember is it's not going to rid your entire yard of bugs. It'll just help combat those pests.
Hi, I'm Kim here at Shallows Nursery, and today I'm going to talk about some beneficial plants that are also good for your health. Here we've got a lavender plant, often used as an essential oil to help promote relaxation, to help with migraines, headaches, and to promote for a great sleep environment. Here we have another common landscape plant that can be used for those great pollinators such as bees, butterflies, birds. It's also very aesthetic and it's known as the coneflower or echinacea. It's best known for a common cold and flu supporter. It helps to boost the immune system and helps to fight seasonal allergies. Please note that always consult a doctor or your health physician before trying to take any of these plants or herbs internally. We never know if there is a contraindicator, and so you have to make sure that the plant itself can be ingested and taken with any other medications.
Now that we have told you about container planting and patio pots, health benefits of plants, and how to repel those pests around your home, come on out to Shallows Nursery and we can help you find these plants and pots to do so. Thank you.
Stop by Shallows Nursery in Marshfield and visit our garden center for expert advice in all your gardening needs. Does your next big project require digging? Before you put a shovel in the ground, make sure you pick up the phone and call Diggers Hotline. Learn what is expected of a homeowner before and after the call.
Diggers Hotline is a nonprofit company that takes information from anyone who's excavating in the state of Wisconsin, passes it on to the utilities so that the excavators, the homeowners, the professional contractors don't put a shovel or a backhoe into an electric line or any other buried utility. It's a free call, it's a free service. State law requires it. There's really no reason not to do it. I really think it's important for homeowners to realize how important this process is. There are buried lines everywhere in the state of Wisconsin, your front yard, your backyard. It's very important to know where those lines are before you do any projects in your yard. Anytime you disturb the soil, you should be contacting Diggers Hotline before you start that project. So it could be installing a mailbox, it could be putting up a basketball hoop, a fence, a patio. Anytime you're disturbing the soil, a lot of people think, I'm only digging a few inches down into the ground, I really don't have to call, but some lines are buried just a few inches below the ground. You really don't know where things are below the surface until you contact Diggers Hotline. You want to protect yourself, you want to protect your property, your house, your neighbor's property. You want to be safe, you don't want to put yourself in danger. Any of the utilities that are below the ground, they're either very dangerous or they're very expensive to repair or both. So we're talking about water and sewer lines. We're talking about communication lines like internet or telephone. We're talking about natural gas lines. We're talking about electricity. It's really important to know what's below the ground because if you put a shovel through an electric line, that's going to be a very bad day. If you puncture a natural gas line, you're putting your entire neighborhood in danger. If you hit a communication line, you could take out internet for your entire neighborhood. The risks of hitting a line without contacting Diggers Hotline first, other than the safety issue and the property damage issue, the utilities will charge you to come out and repair the damage you've done to their lines. When you contact Diggers Hotline, our staff will walk you through the information we're going to need. We're going to ask about your location and your contact information. We're going to ask about your job site and where that's located. We're going to ask about the nature of your job as well. We'll walk you through that process. You can also contact us online, click a few buttons, fill out a form, and we walk you through that process online as well. After that, we'll notify the utilities, and they're responsible for sending a crew out to locate the buried lines at your job site. The utilities will have 3 working days to mark your job site, your excavation site where you plan on digging, and those working days don't include weekends or state holidays. Utility crews will show up at your job site and they'll mark the location of buried lines with paint and flags. Once you see those paint and flags, you're free to start your project. It's important to stay 18 inches away to give yourself a buffer from where those buried utility lines are. It's not an exact science where they locate where those lines are, so there's a built-in buffer zone there. You want to respect that buffer zone by staying 18 inches away from the marks at your proposed job site. If you have to dig within 18 inches of those paint marks or flags, you have to use hand tools like a shovel and dig carefully. If you have to use powered equipment like a backhoe or a trencher, then you want to stay more than 18 inches away from those lines. Safety should be on everyone's mind when you're working outside on any projects. Diggers Hotline helps people in Wisconsin identify where buried lines are so you're not accidentally hitting an electric line or a gas line or taking out internet to your neighborhood. It's a very important process. State law requires it. It's a free service. It's important for homeowners to understand how important it is to contact Diggers Hotline.
You can contact Diggers Hotline by dialing 811 from anywhere in the state of Wisconsin or file your request online at diggershotline.com. Thanks for watching the Home Enhancement Show, and good luck with your home improvement efforts in 2019. A special thank you to our sponsors, Christopher Electric, Zone Garage, Zabel Door Company, Shallow's Nursery, and Diggers Hotline. This was the Home Enhancement Show.